What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Freaks. And it looks like, well, we got a lot of news today, but it looks like we are going into a pretty turbulent evening here. Let's go ahead and open this up and take a quick look at what we have. So, my call yesterday, which was we were here, and I predicted a liquidation kicking in at 42.8, and we definitely did have that. I mean, it was exactly on point. I even called it out at the bottom. I called out the bottom on that at 41.8. I said 41.8, and it looks like we bottomed out at 41.785. I mean, come on, guys, that's pretty on point right there. And so once we cleared out all those liquidations, we are moving upward now. However, let us go ahead and pull up. We're going to pull up the possible liquidation chart here. We have a lot of leverage sitting around. And so I do believe we're going to get a ton of turbulence here. So, all right. So looking at this liquidation map here, it looks like we cleared this out. We cleared out a ton of the shorts, and that's what actually pushed us upward here. So nothing in the way that's going to stop us from moving up all the way up to, looks like some of the short positions will start at around 43.51, right? That's where the liquidations are going to start. And really where we're going to see one of the biggest ones, let's see what position this is at, 43.72, huh? 43.72. We will have a cumulative liquidation on shorts around $228 million worth. 43.75. All right, and if we're moving down, the next biggest leg on liquidations probably going to be at 42.750. So 42.750, which I've already marked here, and that would be around $200 million in liquidations. So that would liquidate the longs and drive us down further. Okay, that would possibly bring us back down to that 41.785 Fibonacci level. I guess we can just round that off to 41.8. All right, 41.8. Let's go ahead and round it off to, because it looks like we rejected that level twice here. So there's pretty solid support at that level. So if we do end up breaking down, we should see a bounce off of 41.8 again. However, if we make it up to 43, wow, that should liquidate the shorts even further, launching us upward, which is what I'm expecting to happen. So we're looking at the hourly chart here. The next candle that forms will happen in about 8 minutes, guys. In the next 8 minutes, if we can keep this candle above this trend line, we should end up using that as support and moving up to 43. If we hit 43, those at 43.50, let's go ahead and put this down here. We're going to go ahead and we did have some liquidations at 43.8, but it looks like they've cleared out already. And that should be, I think it was around 225 million liquidated. All right. So 43.50 is going to be the level to look at. If we make it up there, we should see a launch upward. Man, we got a lot of short positions that are about to get demolished if we move up there. Woo, man, I don't know. People need to stop shorting this market or continue to, because, the shorts, guys, keep in mind that sorry about that. I was showing you guys the wrong screen here. All right. So keep in mind that the short positions are actually, helping that whenever they get liquidated, right? They have to sell those positions, and they sell it at market. And usually when you sell, something around 200 million worth of, Bitcoin, what ends up happening is, there's no one buying at that level, right? Maybe there's some people that are buying at market, but when you dump so much, there's no way to, there's nobody there at that one price level to purchase all of those orders, right? So what ends up happening is it starts moving down in the order book, and the lower it goes, the more the price drops, right? And I know there's people who have orders. This is actually a pretty good strategy to end up buying pretty cheap crypto, right? You put in an order that's pretty low. You can go ahead. Let's just say we end up liquidating at 43.50. Let's just call it 43.50. We liquidate the shorts, and there's like $225 million in liquidations, right? Well, what that's going to happen is, what it's going to cause is there's several people, right? Thousands of people sitting there in the order book, and they have their orders in to buy at certain prices. They could be at, 42.9. Then, let's say that guy wants to buy 10 Bitcoin, right? You fill those. The next guy down wants to buy, let's say, 30 Bitcoin, but he wants it at 42.8, let's say, or lower. So what ends up happening is that $225 million will end up filling in all those orders and dropping that price. But they're also having to, they're selling, but all of those people end up becoming buyers, and those orders get filled, and more buyers come in. The price starts to eventually rally upward, and you get cheap crypto if you do that. That would be a good strategy to get, cheap crypto. Just wait for the liquidations and set a price. But yeah, so when we look at this chart, we see 43.50, 43.49 is the level for the shorts to get liquidated. All right. So just that being said, just keep an eye on that. 42.750 would be liquidating the longs, and 43.50 would be liquidating the shorts. So we're kind of in a it's going to be probably turbulent if we hit any of those levels. And come on, we eventually have to. So basically waiting on that. And RSI, we're in the middle. So it's basically anybody's play at this point. I believe we're going up because obviously we just saw a pretty big leg down here. So, and with all the positive sentiment out there, right? With if we didn't have any liquidations here, we wouldn't have even seen this going down, right? It's these liquidations that that people end up buying with leverage, and the price goes below or above what they wanted or expected, and boom, they can't satisfy the margin call, and they get liquidated. So that's really what's driving most of the action right now towards the downside, because there's really nothing else. Every metric that we look at, every sentiment-based metric we look at is all positive. So, and of course, some people are going to say, hey, Mike, we want to see some TA on Cardano. We want to see some TA on some of the alts. Guys, let me just tell you that right now, barring some kind of news that comes out on any of these altcoins that forces it to decouple from Bitcoin, um, these alts don't have enough juice, for lack of a better word, to do any kind of big moves on their own. Right now, Bitcoin is basically driving most of the action on here. Even when you try to do TA on some of these alts, they're basically breaking through like the trend lines that you set up. They're breaking through things that they shouldn't. That's because what's happening is Bitcoin is driving the action and it's pushing it up and down. So all the TA in the world right now isn't really going to do much for you. I mean, you can look at leverage positions on Cardano, but they're so small that they have almost, they have some impact, but very little impact on it, okay? Majority of what's happening right now is Bitcoin driven. So that's exactly the reason why. And there we go. We just opened that candle above that trend line. So what I expect to happen is that trend line now is going to start acting as support. And we're going to start moving up further. And man, we're probably going to hit that 43,000 mark, the 4350 level, which will trigger those liquidations, 225 million. And look at that. If it keeps going, man, there's so much leverage just on both sides of that 43,000 level. It's not going to, it's going to be a bloodbath for these people. It's going to be a bloodbath. All right. You guys can see. Oh, let me go ahead and, man, I keep forgetting to switch you guys over right here. So when you look at this liquidation map, you look at all of the leverage that's set up on the shorts. Look at all the leverage set up on the longs. This is either direction, right? Right now, we're sitting at, wow. Yeah. So right now, where we're sitting at is, what are we at here? 42.8. All right. We're like 50. Ooh. Okay, so it looks like some of them have, we got some space here, and we got a little bit of room to move up. Basically up to, see, where they're going to start rolling in. The first liquidations will start at 4350. Let's just say 55. 4355 will trigger this first stage of liquidations, which is it 11 million? Yeah. And then moving up, I'm not going to look at every single one of these, but like by the time everything is said and done, by 43,100, we would have liquidated a cumulative position of 71 million there. 71 million just up to 43,100, okay? So that's enough to drive the market, and it's going to push all the altcoins as well. So why even bother doing TA on the altcoins right now? Same thing if it goes in reverse, or if the price drops. Okay, a ton of longs are getting liquidated. It's going to be a bloodbath in either direction. So we should see some turbulence at this level, but I think ultimately we're driving upward. That's just in the short term, what I'm telling you guys. But ultimately, right, we're going upward here. I think we're probably going to break that 43,000 level tonight. By tomorrow morning, we should be above that 43,000 line. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at some news. What's happening? Let's see. All right, Solana. So in Q4, Solana's activity has soared, according to this article. It's outpacing Ethereum. And what they're saying is that apparently the institutional traders have chosen a favorite between Ethereum and Solana, and it's going to be Solana. Now, for the life of me, I don't understand why Solana is so popular, why the institutions are going after Solana. I don't understand. There must be people in the background working out deals or doing something, but for the life of me, I don't understand. This thing just got hacked yesterday. It just got hacked yesterday, okay? It's being hacked more times than I care to remember. I mean, that's the only news I remember seeing on Solana. We just got hacked. We just lost 80% liquidity on Solana. I mean, I don't understand it. Why? And then what about all the crashes on the blockchain? I just do not get these people going for Solana. So there's got to be some weird thing going on, something happening under the table. And I mean, they've made a decision apparently because, well, let's go ahead and get into this article. Solana has seen 400% growth in user activity in Q4. Daily user activity on Solana has seen a notable rise as 400% as the last quarter of the year nears its end. This dwarfed the meager 3% increase seen on Ethereum. Yeah, that is a massive difference. I mean, that should tell you everything you need to know. I mean, look at this chart right here. So, yeah, green line Solana, blue line Ethereum. So clearly, Ethereum is like yesterday's news. I'm not a fan of Ethereum either, but I'm even less of a fan of Solana based on all of the stability issues. So according to the research firm, the recent surge in new demand for Solana is due to the series of token airdrops completed by some protocols housed within the Layer 1 blockchain network. Yeah, so they basically, so Bonk is obviously one of the things that's driving it, right? The meme coin. And they also were selling these phones, and they included like, I think, what did they say? There's supposed to be several 100 million bonk included with the purchase of those phones. So that's been driving a lot of it too. But still, this amount of growth, this is institutional level inflows. So for example, on the 20th of November, the Solana-based Oracle network Pyth completed the airdrop of 250 million Pyth tokens worth around 77 million to its early users. Also on the 7th of December, Jito airdropped some of its native tokens worth 225 million to some of its users on the Solana network. Jupiter, a swap aggregator and one of the largest decentralized finance protocols on Solana, recently announced that its highly anticipated airdrop of 4 billion Jupe tokens will take place in January. Apart from the series of airdrops by projects on the chain, the meteoric rise in Bonk's value has contributed to the upswing in Solana network activity. Solana's DeFi and NFT ecosystems see growth, exchanging hands at 0.00000209 at press time. The dog-themed token has rallied by 544% in the last month, according to the data from CoinGecko. Yeah, I mean, clearly they have. Nearly 60% of Solana's DEX volume is driven through DEX aggregator Jupiter, which has eclipsed Uniswap v3 on Ethereum. Jupiter's trades are routed to underlying DEXs that settle the order, the largest of which has been Orca. Orca is now the second largest DEX in all of crypto, behind Uniswap v3 on Ethereum. That's nuts, guys. I mean, this just came out of nowhere. And that's the power of institutional money coming into a project. Those people can dump hundreds of millions and not even think twice about it. So, when this approval this ETF approval comes in January, we are going to see this level of investment coming into, basically, there's going to be Cardano, Solana, and XRP apparently is the other one. So those three should be seeing tons of inflows from institutions. And again, we have another article here. Solana wins institutional investors. Yeah, they won the institutional investors' trust over Bitcoin and Ethereum. Man, that is a statement right there. Over Bitcoin? Solana over Bitcoin? I don't know. Solana is in the lead again as the majority of crypto asset investments products witnessed net outflows of investments last week, bringing an end to 11 consecutive weeks of inflows. This wasn't surprising, though, as most cryptocurrencies went through a brief period of consolidation and profit-taking last week. According to the latest report from CoinShares, digital asset investment products saw minor outflows of $16 million last week, with the majority of the outflows coming from Bitcoin. However, despite the outflows, Solana picked up steam with its net inflow jumping 240% from the previous week. That's nuts. So basically, Bitcoin has been bleeding while Solana has gained 240% in that time. So yeah, that's clearly institutional money. The real question is why? Why? Digital asset investment products have been on a roll since the last week of September, with inflows increasing as a result of anticipation of the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. The majority of these weekly inflows have gone into Bitcoin, with altcoins like Solana and Ethereum performing excellently from time to time. However, last week told a different tale. Despite trading activity registering an average of 3.6 billion for the week, higher than the yearly average, data from CoinShares shows Bitcoin products dropped from 19 million inflows the previous week to outflows of 32 million. In the same vein, Ethereum also witnessed outflows of 4.3 million. Wow. All right, so that says it all. Solana was the chosen one. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Cardano continues to shine. The institutional inflow into Solana is a representation of the crypto assets performance this year. Solana has been on an incredible run with its native SOL token up over 520% since the beginning of the year. Solana recently crossed over $75 again, and technical analysis shows the crypto is now on its way to revisit the $100 mark. Now, at the time of the writing, Solana is trading at $75.91. Its yearly high is up by 24% in the last 30 days. It's interesting. Cardano continues to shine, but I don't see any... This article is interesting. It says Cardano continues to shine, but nothing on it. Yes, I mean, I agree that it is continuing to shine. Let's go ahead and pull it up real quick here. What are we doing on Cardano? Here we go. And yeah, Cardano is just going to follow Bitcoin in lieu of any kind of news coming out for it or anything to drive it. But yes, we did decouple from Bitcoin at one point and just started riding upward. Cardano dominance was a thing. And take a look at this. Yep. Like I said, we would use this trend line as support. And it looks like we never even made it to the trend line. We bounced right above it. And we should continue upward. All right, guys, I think that's about it. I mean, there's nothing really happening today outside of some liquidations that we may see. And I think we're going to see a lot of short positions getting taken out here, driving us further upward and onward. All right, guys, until the next one, I will be back on streaming when there is news to report. This is Crypto Freaks signing off.